Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new to this channel, my name is Amra and this is Amra's Beauty Blog. If you're a subscriber, then a welcome return. If you like this video, then please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell for weekly uploads. Today, I have finally got my Lisa Eldridge parcel. I apologise in advance for my voice. I'm not feeling too well. I actually had to wait for this parcel to come because Royal Mail said that they had tried to deliver it on Saturday, but they hadn't, and then I had to wait till today. And the clocks have gone back 1 hour, which means I've received the parcel now, but I only have a limited amount of time to film before it goes really dark. So I had to get this up for you as soon as possible. I'm not 100%, but I just wanted to get this out for you because I know a lot of you have been waiting. So these are all my Lisa Eldridge items. I purchased the entire lip collection, Rouge Experience lipsticks. As we all know, Bohemian Cherry has not been launched yet, so as soon as that's launched I will definitely show you what that looks like, because that is like my favourite colour right now. I love all of these shades, but that's the one that caught my eye the most. So I had a chance whilst I was waiting to look at Lisa's video on this launch and her inspiration, and it was so interesting to see why she created this lipstick and what it meant to her in terms of the recycling element to it. I am really happy that she has thought about sustainability and about the environment and about what this means in terms of beauty moving forward. So if you do get a chance to watch her video, if you haven't already, definitely watch the video as well. So what came with this was a lovely pouch, which is her new chocolate colour, which is such a gorgeous shade. I have her red one, but I don't have this one, so this is lovely to add to the collection. With that, I got my order. Now I have my Lisa lipstick, which you saw my video on that I posted that they gave me as PR, but I will put this on again so that you can see them all together and the swatches together. And then I picked up the rest of the shades. Now I have AUDREY, SIMONE, Ashes of Roses, ROMY, MEDICI, and I also have Ribbon. The one that I got as a proper lipstick was the shade Ribbon, and I also got it engraved, and instead of doing my initials, what I did was I took my first letters of my name and asked for AM. That's what's at the bottom of the case. So I'm going to show you the case as well, and I'm going to show you how to change the refills. And on top of that, I've been asked to do some comparisons. This is my entire Lisa Eldridge lipstick collection, and I did some comparisons for the shade Lisa, which I posted some pictures on. I will do comparisons today on all the other shades so you can see the swatches on my lips, which I know a lot of people wanted to see, and some comparisons with my Lisa Eldridge collection. Now, something to note, one of my lipsticks actually broke. This is one of her velvet ones, which was Velvet Affair, and I bought this when she launched it. They're very delicate. When I started using it, it just broke, and unfortunately they only have a replacement policy on Lisa's website if you break it or if it's faulty within a certain amount of time, and that's from when the lipstick sort of expired. So unfortunately I can't get this replaced, which is a real shame. So what I might try and do is melt it back together with Flame and see if I can just get it back together again, because otherwise I won't be able to use this shade. Or I might decanter it and put it and just use a lip brush and put it on, because I do really like this shade, but unfortunately if you're like me and you've had it for more than a certain amount of time, you just can't get it replaced. So FYI. So from the previous video, you'll know I talked about the formula, about how I felt about it, and today is more concentrating on the shades and how it looks on my lips. So let me first of all show you the case. It comes in this bigger or larger container, so you can see that the refills are smaller and they are designed to fit into the case. And so what I did was I bought one case and I bought the rest as refills because that's how I'm going to use it. And to be honest, I'm trying to be more mindful with my purchases and I don't want to get too many cases if I don't need them. You'll see on the tip, I'll show you that now, how the case looks. It's quite heavy, which really surprised me. That's including the refill inside. I think it's only on Lisa's website where you pay an extra £3 and you can get it engraved. So I thought it was worth getting engraved because it's absolutely stunning. So I'll show you that up close in a minute. There is 3.5 grams of product in the lip refills. This is how it looks. Really pretty. And It's very Art Deco. It gives me Art Deco vibes, and this is like my kind of style. I love Lisa's inspiration, and she took some inspiration for this from her own vintage makeup collection, which is absolutely such a great idea. On the one side, you've got the Lisa Eldridge logo. And then on the other side, like I mentioned, AM, I decided to go with this because I thought it's a little bit different to what I normally do. So it's the first 2 letters of my name. And let me show you the action of opening it. So you open it like this, and the lid feels quite substantial and heavy. And that's good because obviously it doesn't feel cheap. Feels lovely when you've got it in your handbag. And then this is the refill part, and then this is the bottom part of the lipstick. Now if you just pull it, you can see that it comes out really easily. You've got the bottom part and the top part, which can go like that, and the refill keeps it all together. This is the refill section. So you'll notice that the refill has Lisa Eldridge across here, like I showed you in my previous video. And if you buy the refills separately, you do get a top for the refill. This one doesn't come with that extra top. I would have liked that actually, but it means that there's always a lipstick in here now, which is fine as well. I don't really mind. It's a really easy case to take out the lipstick and put the lipstick back in. So if you're worried about how easy or simple it is to use, I mean, you saw how quickly that was. And then you twist it, and then you can see the lipstick come out. This is the shade Ribbon, but I'm going to put the lighter shades on first and save this for the end. I want to start with the lighter shades and then move into the darker shades. So this is Ribbon. If you do watch the video, what Lisa advises is that you take this part out. Obviously keep these 2 sections because you want to keep that forever. For the refill, Lisa mentions that sometimes this can go in sort of the grates or the holes of the recycling plant. So she recommends that you wrap something around it so that it doesn't fall into the cracks, and make sure it does get recycled. Go and watch her videos for the tips on that, but I won't go into too much detail. But this is made from aluminium, 100% aluminium, which means that it's 100% recyclable. So it's really, really important that we think about the environment and how we use our beauty products. Be conscious really of what we're doing. So yeah, this is great. So I thought we'd start off with Simone, which is 182, and Simone is described as a light tawny caramel. I'm just going to show you the shade up close. This is the shade Simone. So this is the shade Simone. And something that Lisa mentions, which you'll notice I'll do, is I will use the shape of the bullet to kind of line my lips with it. I'm not going to use liners in these initial lip swatches. So I'm just going to line the lips using this. So this is the first shade, Simone. Feels really lovely and creamy. Looks like a really gorgeous nude shade. So this is Simone as a hand swatch. Right, I thought it would be fun to just see what would be the closest match. So this one is the closest that I could find, and it's the shade Velvet Fawn, and it just was like a similar family, I would say. Now you can see that this one is definitely more cool toned than this one, but that was the closest match that I thought I had in my collection. So this is Lisa's new one, which is Simone, and this is Velvet Fawn. I tried other shades, but nothing came close to this one. Okay, so we're moving on to the next lipstick, and this one is called the Ashes of Roses refill, which I've put in the case. And this one is described as an earthly rose. This is very beautiful. So let's see how this looks. Okay, so let's try this on. So this is the shade Ashes of Roses. Beautiful. Again, I'll do a quick hand swatch for you and I'll see if I can find a dupe from my collection. So I thought that we could just see how close they are to some of the shades that I have from Lisa. This is the shade Ashes of Roses, which is the one I've just got on now. These are the Lucent formulas in Spirited Away. This one is Kitten Mischief. You can see that they're quite similar, but they're not as cool toned as this one. And then these are the more cooler tone from the Velvet collection. This one is Velvet Affair, which is definitely more browner, and then Velvet Muse, which probably is the closest. So let's go on to the next shade, which is called ROMY. This one is described as a muted, light, cool heather. This is how it looks up close. Okay, let's get this one on. So this is definitely more on the cooler side. I can definitely see that in my lips. It's making everything look quite cool toned. This is ROMY. Let me do a hand swatch of ROMY. Very cool toned. Right, this was an easy one. I actually decided to match it with Velvet Fawn because Velvet Fawn has that cool toned look to it, and this is the shade ROMY. So you can see they are quite similar actually, very, very similar. Okay, so I've just tried on those first three shades and I just wanted to give like a quick little update. I think these three look really similar. I don't think you necessarily need all three shades. So I would pick one from possibly these three and see which one looks best on you. If you go into store to swatch, or if you watch my video and you see the one you prefer, I think they are quite similar in tone. So just FYI. Okay, so moving into the next shade. This is the shade MEDICI. Still in the kind of cool toned family, but it's more of a mauve berry rose. So let's see how this looks on me. This is the shade MEDICI. Very nice. This is MEDICI. Okay, so let me do a hand swatch of MEDICI. And let's see if we can find some comparisons. So the closest I could find was Lisa's shade Painterly, which is a shade underneath, which I thought was quite similar, and the closest. It's a Lucent formula, so it's slightly more sheer than this one, which I think this is the closest one I could find. Okay, so we're moving on to the next shade, and this one is the one that I bought that came with the case, and this is the shade Ribbon. It reminds me of Velvet Ribbon, and I'm really intrigued to see how this looks compared to Velvet Ribbon because obviously it's a different formula. So let me show you this. This one is described as the ultimate classic pillar box red. So this is how it looks. Gorgeous. Okay, so let's put on the shade Ribbon. Oh, that's pretty. This is probably one of my favourite shades. I love a good red, as you know, and this is like the type of red that I love from Lisa. It's beautiful. This is Ribbon. Okay, so here is the hand swatch of Ribbon. So the only shade I could really compare it to is the True Velvet Lisa's lipstick in Velvet Ribbon. You can see that Velvet Ribbon is a bit more intense in terms of the texture, but also the shade is a little bit deeper than this one. I think that it's a nice sort of lighter substitute if you want a red, but you don't want it to be too bold. This is nice. So yeah, that is the comparison for that one. So we're moving on to our penultimate shade. This is the shade Audrey, and as you know, Lisa and I share a huge passion and love for Audrey Hepburn, and this shade is named after Audrey. I am very, very excited to see this. I was really excited when I saw this on another YouTuber called Charlotte Holcroft, and it looked really gorgeous on her, and I wanted to see how it would look on a sort of darker skin tone. Let's see how this looks. Very, very intrigued. This is what it looks like. It's a lovely, lovely shade. Lisa describes this as iconic late 1950s, early 1960s salmon pink. And I believe that Lisa actually had one of Audrey's lipsticks and she used the colours as an inspiration to come up with this colour. I can't wait to try this. Okay, so let's put Audrey on together. Oh wow, that's a really interesting shade. It's a really brightening shade. It's actually better than I thought it would be, because when I looked at it in the tube, I thought it would be a little bit not quite my colour, but actually I think this is very, very pretty. It has a lovely sort of salmon pink, as Lisa described it. Very, very nice. This is Audrey. So let me do a hand swatch of Audrey for you now. It's a really interesting shade. Okay, so this is interesting. Lisa has some similar shades in the past, and I've had people ask me to review this and to compare. So this is Audrey in the centre, and then either side of that I've got Lisa's previous shades. This one is Go Lightly, which is quite similar, and then you've got Dance Card. It's really interesting. On camera it looks really similar. This one's probably the closest, which is Go Lightly, and then Dance Card is a little bit more lighter. This is definitely within the same family. Right, so the last shade is Lisa. It's the one that I did the video on that I got as PR, and I just wanted to just show you it if you haven't seen it or you haven't watched the other video, just so that it's all tied into one video. Just to remind you again, this is what Lisa looks like. As I mentioned in my previous video, Lisa is named after Lisa, and Lisa's Perfect Lively Neutral Pink. Okay, so putting Lisa on now. So pretty still. I really, really like this shade still. This is Lisa. Again, a quick hand swatch just in case you didn't see the other video. The closest shade I could find was Velvet Petal, which is below here. That's the shade Lisa and Velvet Petal. Okay, here are all the lipsticks swatched side by side so you can see how they change in tone. So from my inner part of my arm, we're starting with Lisa, then it's Simone, then it's Ashes of Roses, ROMY, MEDICI, Ribbon and AUDREY. So those are all the shades side by side. So those are all the shades, and I just wanted to give you my thoughts on each of those shades and which ones were my favourites. I really love Lisa, which was the first one that I tried when I was kindly gifted the shades from Lisa. I really love AUDREY. I think AUDREY is beautiful, and I love Ribbon, which I thought I would. I wish that we had Bohemian Cherry, which is on the way, because I think that would really kind of change everything up a bit. I actually really like Ashes of Roses, actually. The other two were really nice, but maybe a little bit more on the cooler tone side. And there's always a time and place for me to wear that with like a cooler toned look. But I think if I just wanted to pick a shade and wear it like one and done, these are the kind of shades that I would kind of move to, which are the ones that I've favorited. I love the fact that you can personalize the case. I love the fact that the case is weighty and substantial, and the fact that you can get your initials engraved. I decided on just doing my first two initials of my name. The fact that this whole compartment is recyclable, and once it's finished you can literally close the cap and wrap it in some foil, I think I saw Lisa doing, and just put it in your recycling bin. I think that's amazing, and I think this is where beauty is or should be heading. There are a lot more brands now that are going in this direction. In particular, I know Dior have done a lot of that, where they have a main compartment and then you can interchange. Suku also do that, and so I really hope more brands take note and they start doing that, because we want to start thinking about the environment and what that will do. Well done, Lisa. It's a beautiful launch. I'm sorry there was a bit of a delay. I hope the comparisons have helped you. Please let me know which ones were your favourites, which ones will you be picking up. What do you think of the texture and formula, because a lot of people now are starting to receive their orders, and it'll be lovely to hear your thoughts on what you think of the texture, because for me I think this is a beautiful hybrid of the Lucent lipsticks and Lisa's Velvet ones, so it's like that perfect texture in between. I know Lisa mentioned that over the next year she's going to be bringing out new shades, so I think we're going to get more of a variety. I was a little surprised with the 8 shades that there wasn't a huge amount of variety. So you had your bright Ribbon, and then you had AUDREY, which are quite bright shades, and then obviously you've got Bohemian Cherry, which hasn't come through yet, and as soon as that one comes through I'll do a separate video for that one. But the other shades, I felt like they were quite close in colour families. There was about 3 or 4 cool tone shades. I felt like it was kind of missing some more, I don't know, like richer tones. I hope Lisa brings that out when she brings out more colours and shades. But yeah, that's probably my only disappointment about this collection, because normally Lisa has such difference in shades and colours, but maybe that's her long-term plan. I hope this has been worth the wait. I'm sorry that I'm not 100% today, but I really wanted to get this video out for you, and yeah, hopefully in the next few days I'll start to feel a bit better and I can be back to myself again. I've got some lovely holiday bits that I want to show you that I haven't got around to showing you yet. I hope you enjoyed this. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Thank you.